Okay, people. So, thanks to Amy Young and the good people at Lionsgate, I've just been able to watch John Wick Chapter 4. Yo. Oh my days. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. There was no name to it, right? Because the last one was Parabellum. I forget if the second flick had a sub name, but yeah, chapter 3 was Parabellum. I forget what that's meant to mean. I know it meant to mean something, but yeah, I cannot remember. Anyway, yes, John Wick chapter 4, just John Wick 4. Um, Look, with all the previous films, you know what I mean? They picked up basically straight after the last film, which I love, right? Because oftentimes you get these sequels, and in between that and the new film, there's been supposedly all this stuff has happened, and maybe people have died, and you're just like, yo, what happened? Right? Where are we now? What? Huh? But this, you just love it because it's literally the last thing you saw is then the next thing that happens in the new film. And so it's just great, right? There's just this feel to it that you're just tied into this crazy story, you know? So this one, again, directed by Chad Stahelski. Um, so unlike the previous ones, this wasn't written by Derek Kolstad. So I think, you know what I mean? There was a little, oh, how will this be? Like in a way, you were a bit like, Kolstad has done such an incredible job with the previous ones. So why change it? But then also, I mean, would it be bad to get a different look? Right? A different feel? Like, you're in two different minds, but it was Shay Hatten and Michael Finch on the writing duties. And I've enjoyed a lot of what Hatton's done. There's been some things I haven't quite dug, but I feel that all his stuff has been very successful. You know what I mean? So it's in, and also it's not getting handed to, and because Hatton worked on the third film with Kolstad, so this isn't gonna be like, they're not making it if it's gonna be whack. You know what I mean? So the film is produced by Stileski, um, Erica Lee, Basil Iwank, and co-produced by Christopher Pfizer. And Charlie Waller-Beckon. It's and Henning Mollefenter. It's executive produced by David Leitch, Michael Pezanik, Keanu Reeves, and Louise Rosner. So, yeah. Music, we have Joel J. Richard and Tyler Bates. Dan Loston, cinematography. Nathan Orloff edits the piece. Carmel Cochran and Magali Combs were on casting. Kevin Kavanagh, production design. Art direction, we got Emil Burke, Giles Billet, Kareem Kaya, Regis Madil, Andreas Olashon, Cornelia Ut, Chris Shiver, and Thierry Zemmour. Set decoration, Rand Abdel Noor and Mark Rosaniski. Costume design, Paco de Lagado. Right? And our cast. Well, it's not John Wick without John Wick, right? So Keanu Reeves is back. We then have got Winston, Ian McShane, and Sharon, Lance Reddick. Yeah. Whew. Lawrence Fishburne is back as the Bowery King. We then got Donnie Yen is Kane, right? And Hiroku Sanada is Shimazu, who are two former allies, friends of Wick's in a way. With Rina Sawamama playing Akira, Shizumi's daughter. We have got Shamar Anderson as the tracker. Bill Skarsgård as the Marquise, who I was looking at the Marquise and thinking, who I recognize that. Who the fuck is that? Is that Remy Malek? Right? Like and then yeah, so it's Skarsgård. Yes. Yeah. Because I didn't think Remy Malek was that tall. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, who the fuck was that? Scott Adkins is Killer. We've got Marco Zarora as Chidi. Amy Kwan is Mia, and that is Kane's daughter. And we've got Natalia Tiana as Katia. Now, yes, that character plays a pivotal part. I won't tell you who they are. Clancy Brown, right? I was very intrigued when I knew Clancy Brown was going to be in this. He is the Harbinger. And George Gigorigu is the Elder. Yeah, I mean, they're our main crew, I feel. Yeah, I think that's the main lot of people's all doing a splendid job. Yeah, I think one of the, like just before this hits, we find out that unfortunately, right, Lance Reddick died the other day. Which, man, that hit, man. Like, just when you think of all the great films that he's been in and how pivotal his character Sharon is in these Wick films, right? Not always a huge part, but pivotal, and man, character does his thing. Character does his thing in this one. I think it's yeah, can't say too much, but it was good to see him, do what he does. But yeah, this film, man, like, I think after the first three, you wondered where is this gonna go? I mean, from the end of the third one, like shot off a roof, like he's fucked up. He's after the high table, right? We know this, but we've seen him kill with books. We've seen him kill with most things, pencils, just all manner of shit. So it's just like, well, what's next? What can they do? What can they do to make this feel like it's needed and like it's not just a derivative? And hearing some of the talk before, it was just like, yo, we're going to more locations. This is going to be bigger. And it's just like, bigger, right? How? Because we've heard people say those things, right? And you just be like, I mean, just going to countries doesn't necessarily make it bigger. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's expanding things, but it still doesn't have that feel to it. So it's just like, what would they do? Right? And it opens up, right? We got the Bowery King giving a soliloquy. I feel that's what you would call it. Maybe. He's talking, right? Bowery King is spouting, right? Only the way the Bowery King knows how to do. And then we just see this fist going, boom, like hitting this piece of wood wrapped up in, cloth. And it's all bloody. And it's just like, boom, boom, boom. As the Bowery King is talking. And then you just get are you ready, John? And the camera pans out and we see it's Wick punching this thing. And he just turns around and goes, yeah. But only the way Keanu Reeves could, that deadpan, yeah. You know what I mean? Which is just like, oh shit. Okay, let's go. You know what I mean? It was the right energy to just get you started. So you're jazzed. You are in. You are in now. And it's just seeing what's happening. And what's happening, the high table is, oh, they are coming with the pressure. So straight away, we understand Clancy Brown's role in all of this. And I think one of the fun things about all of this is the kind of the tradition, right? Because with a lot of the stuff we see, like there's modern technical versions of everything that could be utilized. But when someone takes out a motherfucking oh shit, the name Hourglass, right? Hourglass, I feel that's the name with the sand, right? If you put and it's not just an any old hourglass. These motherfuckers are ornate as fuck, man. They look so good. It's the detail, right? Puts that on a desk and then makes a proclamation, right? When you see the markers and the medallions, there is a level of detail that I don't know, takes you back to the Byzantine age. You know what I mean? Like you just think, yo, okay, this is kind of feudal, maybe Japan. You know what I mean? Samurais and all of that kind of jazz, right? You just get this feel, and it's just like, yo, this looks incredible, right? Film looks incredible. The lighting, the cinematography, just all of that. But then, right, the bigger it's like, it kind of reminded me of June, right? Remember, like Denis Villeneuve's June, and that you just had these vast sets, right? They're in this castle, and it's just expansive, right? But it doesn't. It's not done in a way where you're just like, I mean, everyone looks mad small in just huge space, but it's just, it adds to the volume, to the grandeur of it all. And that's what happens here. We get them in these spaces that look, well, they look decadent for one, right? Not mad decadent. And it just also looks just vast, impressive. So we have all of this going down, and it's just, you're wondering, how do we get out of here? How do we get out of here? This is insane. All of these things that are going down. There's shocks, definitely some shocks, right? You're like, wait, what? No, you cannot do that, right? There's some of that. Then there's also things that you'd be like, I mean, come on, man. John, doing that thing, you must realize that this will be the next step. Like, this is what's going to happen. You know, the fights. Oh man, there's a lot of fights, right? I think I heard someone go, "Oh, it's overstuffed with fights," right? Nah, I enjoyed the fuck, right? It's like, you know what I mean? I feel it's like a um a chocolate brownie or a chip, right? A lot of people like chocolate brownies. A lot of people like chips. And then one day someone's just like, you know what? I'm gonna make a triple chocolate chip brownie, right? Or I'm gonna do a free bake French fry, a chip. And you're just like, I mean, come on, man. Like a chocolate brownie's a chocolate brownie. How is a triple choc gonna be any? Oh my god! Like the mom take a bite and they're like, oh my god, right? And a free baked chip. Just like, I mean, a chip is a chip. How do you make cheese? It's crispy but fluffy inside. This is insane. Oh my God. What have they done? And that's this. That's John Wick, motherfuckers. That's John Wick, right? Your triple bake chip, your triple choc brownie. It is, yes, there's more fights, there's more explosions, but it's done in a way that just gets you more jammed up, more amped. Jammed up, mate. No, that made you feel like you're constipated. No, no, no. It gets you amped, people. It gets you amped. Yo, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Right? There's a bit where they changed the camera angle, and it just reminded me of one of those computer games, right? Maybe like a Metal Gear Solid, where you're looking down on the person as he's coming in and firing and blah 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 blah. Right? I'm terrible at shooting games, so I don't really play a lot. I've seen people play, right? So you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I haven't played a console in a long ass time, but yeah, it definitely reminded me of video games, which I thought was fun as fuck, and especially with the weapons that were being used within this scene, and you're just like, shit, oh shit. Another joy of the John Wick films is like the humor, right? I feel it's kind of like Blade, you know what I mean? Because Blade was this action horror type film, which was just, I think it is basically the father to the superhero genre that we have today, I feel, you know, and also invented bullet time. That's where we first, not the Matrix, we saw bullet time first in Blade, people. Remember that. But big thing about Blade, there was these humorous moments in it, which makes sense because, you know what I mean? Even when you're being mad serious, sometimes people just say a thing and you're just like, what the fuck, man? What? Yo, you bonkers, right? Without making it a farce. And the John Wick films have done that very well. So you get bits like there's I'm gonna say this, and when you watch the film, you will understand. But I am class. Man, everyone in the motherfucking screening was just laughing, just laughing. That was jokes, man. That was jokes. And there's just these things interwoven, right? Where it's at just the right time, right? Where things, I mean, like, yo, man, that guy's head just exploded. What the fuck is that? And then there's something having you like, oh shit. Like, with all the things that we see happen to Wick, to think that stairs may be the thing to take him down. Hey, the one thing, like, because as I said, look, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I thoroughly enjoyed it. There is some crazy things because it's some of the fights, and when my man's getting run over, like the people getting hit by cars, man, flipping, and then getting up and fighting. I have been hit by 3 cars. There's no fighting after that shit, right? There's no, sorry, 2 cars, 1 bus. There's no fighting. You know what I mean? Like, did you get like the second time I remember getting flipped over the car, and I got up right away, and then the pain hit, and then you're like, oh shit, right? In the bus, you kind of get up, and then the shock hits you, and you're like, what the fuck? Right? So when I'm watching this and you're just seeing all of that, and you're like, yo, I've also fallen down many flights of stairs, like many flight. And when I say fallen down, it's just like, yeah, I've fallen down a load of different flights of stairs, but I've also fallen down and then fallen down and then fallen down. And yeah, again, ain't no fighting. But I don't need this to be realistic. I don't need this to be realistic. I just need it to be entertaining as fuck. And that's what this is, man. That's what this is. Also, let me know I could be an assassin. I thought about it as a career path, but I was a bit like, but I can't see. Can I take a shot? You know what I mean? I fired a gun. I feel I wasn't that bad. But you wonder. And then you watch this and you'll be like, ooh, inventive. The doorbells, friggin' genius. Friggin' genius. So, you know what I mean? This has told me I could be an assassin. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I might change my career. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, a lot of fun things in this film, man. A lot of fun. We find out some stuff about John's past. That's up in there. And yeah, we you know what I mean? Just everything, like the continent. We see more continentals. You know what I mean? And it's just, man, visually, just everything. It's superb. It's superb. The fights and all of that. Loved it. Really loved it. Now, when they were talking about this film, it was back before it started filming, they were like, we're gonna shoot 2, 4, and 5 back to back. Right? So we get the feeling there will be a 5th film. Now, during the press, Keanu and Chad have both said, I mean, we need a break. Right? We need a break. But like we do, you know what I mean? We'll get together at the end of all of this media tour, and we'll sit, have a whiskey, we'll have a conversation. And if some good ideas come from that conversation, who knows what happens? And I will say there are threads in this film that could definitely lead to a 5th film, spin-offs, all that jam, right? So who the fuck knows? But I can tell you this, people, you will not be disappointed. If you have loved the first 3, right? You have loved the first 3. This one, whew, there's new ways of killing. We've got the dog. We've got a dog back in the mix because the tracker, great character. Great character. Because I just remember in the second film, right? You had Common as Shazan or something like that. I think I feel the character was called Kasian, something like that, you know, who's a great assassin with a code. And the tracker kind of reminds me a little bit like that, but different, you know. And like some of the things the tracker's got, you're like, oh shit, that's kind of cool, right? heard of backpack rappers? We now got backpack assassins. So, yo, there's just all these fun things, new things, you know? So yeah, if you enjoyed the first three, John Wick 4 will not let you down, people. Great soundtrack, you know, and the way songs are used to relay a message at one part of the film is kind of fun. But yeah, it all works. The acting, the fighting, you know what I mean? The cinematography, the choreography, all of that, people, all of that. Superb, superb. And there is a scene at the very end. So at the end of the credits, there is a little bit there. There's a little bit there if you want to wait around and check that out. Now, we don't know when we're going to get the fifth film, but there is a TV series, The Continental. So I'm really looking forward to that, people. Really looking forward to that. And you know what? I think I'm gonna go and sit down and watch all the films. You know what I mean? Have myself a little John Wick marathon. So, people, yo, hope you enjoy it. You know what I mean? Let me know what you think. But John Wick is just about to hit our screens. Enjoy.